Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day so far. I want to work on building words. We call this chaining, and that's where we chain letter sounds together to blend them and make words. So we talked about how some words are real and some words are nonsense, silly words. But we work on both because the goal of this activity is to put letter sounds together to form words and to be able to blend them together, the sounds. So today we're going to build some words. So I'm going to write down the sounds that we've already learned. We've learned a, we've learned I, we learned ah. Okay, so those are our vowels. Now remember, we talked about these are like the superstars of the alphabet. These three sounds are super duper important because they are in most of the words that you will read, okay? So vowels are super important, and these are three of them that we've learned so far. The other sounds, those letters are called consonants, and they are t. That's one of the ones we've learned. That's one we've learned. D. D is one that we've learned. K. K is one that we have learned. G. G is one that we have learned. And recently this week we have learned N. And we've also learned and today you guys are going to learn all about s. Okay, so these are the sounds we're going to work with today. We've got t. Ready? T. D. K. G. And then up at the top, the red vowels, a, I, ah. So we're going to practice building some words today. So some are going to be real and some are going to be silly, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a happy face. Well, not yet. I'm sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a happy face. And then I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to put a silly face where they're sticking their tongue out. They're being silly. And that means nonsense, okay? So we've got real, and then we've got nonsense, okay? Nonsense, silly words are not real. Over here we've got our real words. All right, so first we're going to sound out a word together, and then we're going to decide if it is real or if it is a nonsense silly word, and we will write that word where it belongs. All right, so the first one that we're going to do is one that we've done a lot. We're going to just review a few of them. So the first one is a, t. Okay, so that's our first word, all right? So I need you to help me sound that out. We're going to go from left to right. Here we go. A, t. A, t. Chop it. A, t. Listen to yourself and say it a little faster and see if you can see what word you're saying. At. 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 Did you hear what word it was? Mat. Everybody say mat. I will wipe my feet on the mat. Mat. I will use the yoga mat at the gym to sit on. Mat. Is mat a real word? Or is mat a nonsense, silly word? What do you think? If it's nonsense, give me a silly face or a thumbs down. If it's real, then give me a thumbs up. What do you think? Lots of you said real. Great job. It is a real word, so I'm going to write it underneath. The word is mat. At. And we write the same way that we read, from left to right. We read the sounds this way, and then we write them the same way. Okay? So let's do another one. I'm going to change the and I'm going to put a d. Okay? So now we have d, at. D, at. Chop it. D, at. Say it a little faster and listen to yourself. D, at. D, at. D, at. What's the word? Dat. I'm not saying that like that is an awesome book. That. I'm not saying that. I'm saying dat. Dat. Have you ever heard anyone say dat? I'm not saying that. I'm saying dat. Is dat a real word or is dat a nonsense, silly word? What do you think? If you said nonsense, silly word, then you're correct. Dat is not a real word. It does sound a lot like the word that, but it is not that. This word is dat, and it is not a real word. All right, good job. Okay, let's change the ending. We're going to change the ending to a d. So we've got d first, a in the middle, d at the end. All right, so let's sound that out. D, a, d. D, add. Chop it. D, add. D, add. Listen to yourself. D, add. D, add. What are you saying? Dad. The word is dad. Okay? Dad. Is dad a real word or is dad a nonsense, silly word? What do you think? Right away, everybody put their thumbs up because they know dad is a real word. Yes, we have a dad. Dad. Your dad and your mom are your parents. All right, I'm going to write dad underneath this column because dad is a real word. Okay? All right, let's move on. Let's do another one. I'm going to erase my beginning sound. And I'm going to erase my middle sound. And I am going to use my new sound. I'm going to put that first. And then I'm going to use ah in the middle. All right, so we have n first, ah in the middle, d at the end. N, ah, d. N, ah, d. Let's chop it. N, ah, d. A little faster. N, ah, d. Listen to yourself say it. N, ah, d. N, ah, d. N, ah, d. What do you hear? Nod. Can you nod for me? When you nod, that means you are moving your head up and down like this. That means nod. When you nod, that's what you're doing. I am nodding my head right now. All right, so nod. And I just told you what nod meant, so it is a real word, right? If I am nodding right now, I will nod my head. That is a real word because it has a meaning behind it, right? So this word means something. It means to do this. So that's how I know that nod is a real word. So I'm going to put it underneath the real word column. Nod. Nod. All right. So let's do another new sound. Okay. We're going to sound that out. Ready? Odd. 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 Chop it. Odd. One more time. Odd. Say it and listen. Odd. Did you hear what the word is? Hod. Hod. Everybody say hod. Is hod a real word? Have you heard that word before? Hod. Or is hod a nonsense, silly word? You don't think it's a real word. What do you think? All right, I saw a little mixture of both, okay? If you had your thumbs down or a silly face, then you're correct. Hod is not a real word. It's a nonsense, silly word. So I'm going to write it underneath the silly, nonsense word category. Hod. Okay? Let's change that ending sound and let's put a t at the end. So t is going to be the last sound that we hear. So let's go from left to right. We know that the first sound, the beginning sound is going to be h. The middle sound is going to be ah. The ending, the last sound is going to be t. All right, so let's go in order. H, ot, h, ot. Chop it. H, ot, h, ot, h, ot. Do you hear what word you're saying? Say it and listen. H, ot, h, ot. What are you saying? Hot. The word is hot. It's hot. I would like to turn on the air conditioner. It's hot. Or my soup is hot. I need to wait till it cools off. Hot. And that is real or nonsense silly? Real. We know that that's a real word. We're going to put hot right here under the real word column. Hot. Okay? So now I'm going to change that middle sound and I'm going to put ah right here. So I still have, no, see right here, it doesn't say ah anymore. See my stick? That says ah now. So we have first in the beginning, ah in the middle, and t at the end, the last sound. So let's do it. Ready? At. At. Chop it. At. 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 Do you hear what sound you're saying? What word you're saying? Do you hear your sounds? Listen to yourself. Ready? At. At. The word is hat. I will wear a hat on my head. Hat. Is hat real or is hat silly nonsense? We know hat is real, right? Because we know what a hat is. A hat is what we wear on our head. All right, so the word hat is real. I'm going to add it right here. So let's continue to move on. Let's do another one. I am going to take away that beginning sound and I'm going to add t at the beginning. Okay? So now we have t first. That's the first sound we say in the beginning. And then we have ah in the middle. And then we have t at the end, the last sound. All right, so here we go. T, at, t, at. Chop it. T, at, t, at. Listen to yourself say it. T, at, t, at, t, at, t, at. The word is tat. Tat. Everyone say tat. Tat. Is tat a real word? Have you heard that word before, tat? Or is it a nonsense, silly word? What do you think? Tat is a nonsense, silly word. I'm going to write tat right here. That is not a real word. There is no meaning to that word. Tat. And there it is. Okay? Now, I am going to change that ending sound. And I'm going to put at the end. So now we have t, a, t, a, t, a. Chop it. T, a, t, a, t, a, ta, ta. Is ta a real word or is ta a nonsense silly word? What do you think? Ta. Ta is a nonsense silly word. There's no meaning behind that word. Ta is not a real word, okay? All right. So now I am going to do another one. I'm going to put aw in the middle, and then I'm going to put in the beginning, the first sound, and then I'm going to put s at the end. Okay? All right, so here we go. We have first, it's the beginning sound, aw in the middle, s at the end. That's our new letter sound we're learning today. Aw, s. Chop it. Aw, s. Say it again. Listen to yourself. Aw, s. Aw, s. Aw, s. The word is moss. Moss. Everyone say moss. Is moss a real word or a nonsense silly word? Nonsense silly word. Moss is not a real word. Not with this spelling. Moss. All right. So today, as you can tell, boys and girls, all of the words that we created and all of the nonsense silly words we created, they all have something in common. They either have a in the middle, or they have an aw in the middle. So those are the two vowels that we focused on today. We focused on a, and we focused on aw in the middle. We did not work with I today. So that will be another video, another day we'll work on I. But today, our big focus was just a and aw in the middle. And then we worked on t. We used we used d. We did not use k today. We did not use g today. We used right here. We used right here. And we used s one time. Okay? So, on the next video for our word work, we will be sure to focus on I, k, g, and s, and maybe some more and n. So those are going to be our letter sounds that we're going to focus on the most on our next video. But before I let you go, let's go over the real words that we have created today. So remember, this is our real column. These words are real. Okay, so let's read them. Go from left to right. Ready? Copy me. At. Your turn. The word is mat. Say mat. Good job. The next one. D. Your turn. Dad. The word is dad. You say dad. Good job. The next word. N-a-d. N-a-d. Your turn to sound it out. The word is nod. You say it. Nod. You got it. Good job. The next word. Ought. Ought. Your turn to sound it out. The word is hot. Everyone say hot. Good job. And the last word. At. At. Your turn to sound it out. The word is hat. Your turn to say it. Say hat. Good job. Copy me. Mat. Dad. Nod. Hot. Hat. Good job. And now we will quickly go over our nonsense silly words. All right? Copy off of me. D-at. Your turn. Dat. Everyone say dat. Silly nonsense. Let's do the next one. D. Your turn. Hod. Say hod. Silly nonsense. Let's do the next one. At. Your turn to sound it out. The word is tat. Everyone say tat. Silly nonsense word. Let's do the next one. Ta. Say ta. Silly nonsense word, isn't it? All right, and our last one. S. Your turn to sound it out. S. The word is moss. You say moss. Silly nonsense word, okay? All right, so I want you to copy me. These are silly nonsense words. Everyone give me a silly face. Copy me. Dat, hod, tat, ta, moss. All of those are nonsense. And last time I'm going to leave you with the real words. Copy me. Mat, dad, nod, hot, hat. Good job with your letter sounds and blending them together to build words today. I'm super proud of you. Keep up the great work, boys and girls. This is the next step in reading. After you know your letter sounds, we're going to blend them to make words, and you're going to be reading very soon. I'm so proud of you. Give me a double high five. And I will see you later, alligators. Bye.